Syrian President Bashar Assad expressed his desire to make an official visit to the DPRK and meet with Kim Jong-un, Rodong Sinmun newspaper reported on Sunday. "I am determined to visit the DPRK in the future and meet with Kim Jong-un," Assad announced. Such statement was made on 13th of May during the ceremony of giving the credentials to the new DPRK ambassador in Syria. Bashar Assad underlined that the Syrian authorities intend to continue their support of the political course of the DPRK. On Saturday night, the Libyan Air Forces, under an order from the General of the Libyan Army Khalifa Haftar, made an air strike on weapon depots of the terrorists of the Shura Council of the Mujahideen of Derna. On the night of 2nd of June, the Air Force fighters of Libya performed air raids at the main weapons depots of the Shura Council of Mujahideen of Derna and a hospital belonging to terrorist groups, said Khalifa al-Ubaidi, the head of the press service of the General Command of the Libyan Army. Warehouses were completely destroyed. The commander of the Libyan Army, Marshal Haftar, promised on television that Derna would soon be freed from the terrorists. Earlier, his forces freed the eastern regions and the western gates of the city from the terrorists. In the early May, Haftar announced the start of an operation to free the city of Derna from the terrorists. Israeli aviation attacked 10 targets in the Gaza Strip. A few minutes ago, Israeli Air Force hit 10 targets at 3 sites of the Hamas terrorist group in the Gaza Strip. Among the targets were 2 buildings in which the production and storage of ammunition took place. Another target was a military complex, IDF reports on Twitter. The airstrikes were carried out in response to the recent rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip. Earlier, it was reported that 2 rockets were launched at Israel from the Gaza Strip. One of them was intercepted by the Israeli air defense system Iron Dome. The second one probably fell into the enclave's territory. Later, the Israeli military reported that they had intercepted 2 more rockets from the Gaza Strip. Foreign Minister and the Prime Minister of Syria, Walid Mualim, demanded the United States to leave the military base that they built in the city of Et Tanf. Do not believe the statements about the security agreement in South Syria until the United States send their troops away from Et Tanf, the Syrian Prime Minister announced. The Prime Minister underlined that all reports about the allegedly concluded agreement on the separation of forces in the south of the country are Israeli fabrications. Mualim also thanked the Iranian authorities for their assistance in the fight against the terrorists, noting that there is no military presence of Iran in Syria, only advisors. Russia, Syria and Iran have repeatedly accused the United States of training the terrorists under their guise of being opposition fighters at the base in Et Tanf. NATO will not help Israel in case of an armed clash with Iran, Alliance Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg announced in an interview to Der Spiegel. Despite the fact that Israel is a partner of the NATO, it is not a member of the organization, therefore NATO can't give full guarantees of security to Israel. Stoltenberg also underlines that NATO does not participate in the pacification process in the Middle East. That is not our job, the Secretary-General explained. Tel Aviv has repeatedly stated that it will not allow Iranian military presence in Syria, and in May they repeatedly attacked the positions of the Iranian military in Syria. The Turkish military continues to advance deeper into Iraq. There is not much left to go before we reach Kandil. We will not forgive this traitorous structure, announced Süleyman Soylu, the head of the Turkish Ministry of Internal Affairs. There is a base of the Workers' Party of Kurdistan in the area of Kandil. The military operation of the Turkish military in Iraq became a continuation of the Operation Olive Branch, which Turkey conducted against the Kurds in the Syrian region of Afrin.